Hi gamers, and welcome to my first episode of my Warhammer content. Now don't go clicking that unsubscribe button just yet, it's still a video game channel, but like I've said previously, I really love Warhammer. I took it up after a 15-year pause about 2 years ago and just been loving every second of it, playing Age of Sigmar and collecting and painting and everything. Just love it. It's a really good time to be in the hobby. Recently I came back from London. Of course, Warhammer is originated from there, and it has the cheapest miniatures and everything. You can get things a bit cheaper when you buy them in pounds. All the Euro countries have the same prices, so I knew I'd be buying something from there. But I didn't expect to buy this much because, you know, I don't want to endorse anything here, but I found this store called Dark Sphere. They had really good prices, up to 25% off of the retail price that Games Workshop charges. So at that point I knew I had to fill my luggage with some lovely figurines. They do mail miniatures as well, but of course then you have to pay the postage. So I wanted to get as much as I could there, because they were quite cheap when compared to Finnish prices. And basically this video is about my haul from the UK, and gonna be talking about all the stuff that I bought there. Also visited Warhammer World in Nottingham. Lovely day trip, but more on that later. First, let just show you what I bought. I'm starting here with a box of Varangard. These are especially expensive when you buy them at full price in euros. So when I got to buy them in pounds and minus 25%, I figured I'd get a box of these. I've been wanting these for a long time, but just couldn't justify the price. But now that they were okay. But I guess I'm gonna be keeping these. You know, usually I like to assemble everything as soon as I get them, and you know, undercoat them and all that. But I think I'm gonna keep these in the box for a while, at least until they come up with the rumored next Chaos Battle Tomb, Slaves of Darkness, Slaves to Darkness, and with some Archon thrown into the mix. So let's see what they do with that Battle Tomb, and maybe, you know, they change the rules and loadouts here, which one is best. So I'm just gonna save these for that. And I also got another box that are quite expensive. Just two miniatures in the box, and I just couldn't justify buying these at full price. But now I decided to pick these up. Now I'm a huge fan of Stormcast Eternals, and I guess you could call me a bit of a collector as well. Gotta go for a complete set, and I actually have, with these boxes, I'm finally able to build my missing two variants of the Dracothian Guard, and also bought one box of Gryph-hounds. So with these I have every single troop that the Stormcast Eternals have, and every single hero that the Stormcast Eternals have. So nice to have one of each unit, and yeah, getting quite expensive when there's, you know, you can build 4 variants out of one box of Dracothian Guard. But yeah, with these I have a full set, and maybe I'll show you my full Stormcast collection in a later video of this kind. And then got the new expansion, Forbidden Power. This was, I think people were expecting this to be more like just a new selection of endless spells, and you did get 4 endless spells here in this box. Well, I'll just go through the book here, but you got a whole lot of, well, of course, the lore here, and lore, skipping through the lore, and yeah, then you have the 4 endless spells, out of which 2 are 2-parters, so 4 spells but 6 miniatures. And then you have New Realm of Battle, so add that to the mix, and then you got 2 new well, collection of armies with new allegiance abilities, which is pretty nice. And you got the mercenaries rules, and you got the piece of scenery, and a campaign that you can play with your friends, and with these new artifacts, and the maps here, battle plans for the campaign. So it's a pretty nice nice little package. I've already went ahead and assembled everything here. This is the piece of scenery here, Penumbral Engine was it, and you can buy this for 100 points, I think, but that's quite a lot of points. I think I'm just gonna be playing this as a neutral piece of scenery, and still use the extra rules that they use this with. And then you have the 4 endless spells here. Quite a bit of a death theme here. This magical bridge is especially huge model here. I do like Lochan here. Nice ferryman miniature, and I think this is by far the better way to transport your troops, you know, when compared to the bridge here, because even though you lose 1 model to this after the transport, you can move after this, so that's a huge plus. And there's also, I haven't glued these pyramids on here. It would be really difficult to make the terrain there, or the base there, if this were glued on, so I'm just gonna keep this separate until I paint these. I'm a big fan of assembling as much as possible before painting, like here. I think you really should do this in parts, but you know, this is mainly just one colored metal. I think I'm just gonna make this bronze or brass or something like that, so it's okay. Some small details maybe there in the middle, but yeah. But when it's this simple, I'm just gonna keep this unglued to the base there. And yeah, then we had the quite nice release of new scenery. I think it was long overdue for Age of Sigmar to get some new scenery. So of course I got the biggest one, the Enduring Stormvault set. I got everything here in this tub. So yeah, these are really nice looking stuff. And you know, you can, there's these little bridges that you can connect the basically hills. That's what these are, hills together. Some really nice nice little decorations here. Lots of columns. I just decided to keep these unglued to this, because then I can, you know, depending on the game, I can do different kinds of variants of this terrain. Yeah, the statue of Sigmar is really awesome as well. Yeah, but no need to glue this on. Just put him wherever you want in your games. You know, you can use this as a separate piece. You don't even have to use these hills to use this guy. Little extra fires here as well. So yeah, this is really good stuff, and they made several different iterations of the same theme here, and they all fit together quite nicely. And so yeah, this is good stuff. Especially, you know, you need hills. You need something that blocks your line of sight, and people have been complaining about how steep these steps are, and it is true. You can't put anything here without it falling over. But to me, it's a design choice. You want your thing that blocks your line of sight to you know, start abruptly. If this was like a very very mild hill, then it would take, you know, several turns for your troops to go behind the thing that blocks your line of sight. So now that you have basically a corner, this is basically a building, you can just go behind the corner there and you're out of the line of sight. Or just rise up a couple of inches and then you're on top of the hill there. So I think this is a pretty good design. Just have to, you know, I guess if you're leaving your unit here halfway, you just have to kinda keep everything all together here, and just leave the miniatures out of the steps and put them on top of the hill the next turn. So it's not ideal, but I think this is just what Age of Sigmar needed in terms of terrain. Really good stuff. And then I also got the new Keeper of Secrets. I'm not, I don't plan on, of course this is some famous last words, but I don't plan on playing Slaanesh. I do have a 2000 plus point army of Khorne, and I dabble with in Tzeentch and Nurgle as well, but that's mainly because of the greater demons. And I've painted a Scarbrand, and I've painted a Great Unclean one, and I have an unpainted Lord of Change. So I wanted to have the fourth one as well to my collection, and just a really cool model. And you can also build it as the variant Shalaxi Hellbane. Although I guess it could have been a bit better. This is really cool, and it's something a bit different. And there are it's mostly really cool stuff. But I guess I still could have would have preferred something a bit more feminine. I guess a bit more sexy. I guess mostly on the face. The body is it's pretty cool and sensual and enticing, but the face it's more like, I don't know. Maybe it's the nose ring, but it looks like a bull or a cow or something like that. So it could have been more beautiful in that way. I guess I don't know. I think I'm gonna be building this as you know, Keeper of Secrets, but with the head of Shalaxi here. I think this is the best of the heads. Mainly because it doesn't have the nose ring. But yeah, really cool looking model, and can't wait to build her up. Then I guess we can go to the Warhammer World bit. Of course I got the dioramas booklet there, and yeah, the exhibitions, they were fantastic. If you want to take a look at my pictures from the exhibition, follow me on Instagram, I'm FinGamer there. And yeah, this is the go-to souvenir from Warhammer World, this book. And this is the first edition. There are some things that are not in the book that are in the exhibition, and some things that are in the book but have been removed from the exhibition since. Here's my ticket. And yeah, really cool stuff. And if you can make the trip to Nottingham, it's like a 2-hour trip from London. Do it if you're a Warhammer fan. They do have their exclusive figurines, miniatures as well. And as a Legion of Asgard player, I of course got the exclusive Demon Smith from there. I sadly, as a Stormcast Eternal collector, I got the Knight Errant. That was also a Warhammer World exclusive. I got that off eBay for way more than it was worth. I should have waited for my trip, but happy to pick this guy up there as well. Interestingly, you know, they had the 32mm base for this in the box, but they've since made all the Demon Smiths to the smaller bases, 25mm bases. So I just based him here and had the rocks jut out over the base a little bit, but it looks fine. Cool looking model. And finally, a couple of nice finds from this retro store. Had all sorts of action figures and video games and everything, but also found White Dwarf number 139, pretty old, and this old Battle Bestiary for I think this is from '92. So well, not sure what version of Warhammer Fantasy Battle this is for, but yeah, this is filled with all the rules of all the units of that time, and a couple of cool old pictures here as well. And I guess with that, I've shown you all of the stuff that I bought from the UK. It was a good trip. My luggage was absolutely filled with stuff, and nice to find some old stuff as well. And also really enjoyed my trip to Warhammer World. So all around very nice Warhammer filled trip. Yeah, let me know in the comments what you thought about this video, if you want more or less of these, and if you want to see my paintings or just, you know, these recent purchase videos. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram. I'm FinGamer everywhere. Yeah, let me know if there are other Warhammer enthusiasts in my viewers. Really interested in hearing, you know, what you play. If you like Age of Sigmar, have you been to Warhammer World? Share me your stories and everything. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye.